Hello.
I'm Dr. Diele Pichardo Johansson, physician, life coach, and author. And today I want to share with you a tool that can completely change your perspective in the new year. First of all, did you know that January, the month of January, is named after the Roman god Janus? And this was a god who had two faces, one facing forward and one facing back. And I guess Julius Caesar, who created the contemporary calendar, chose that god because this was the god of beginnings and endings, transitions and gates. Good choice because January is usually the month where we look back and we plan ahead. And in my case, I used to make fun of New Year's resolutions because I used to say, oh my God, like some guy a couple of thousand years ago, Julius Caesar, decided that this is a new year today, January 1st, and now everybody is going to say, today I will stick to my resolution of going to the gym, even if I never did before. But something changed that recently. Something related to the very powerful tool I'm going to share today, which is metaphor. And you guys know I am a writer, I'm a storyteller, so I love metaphor. When we say something that signifies something else, and we do that all the time in our lives, constantly. We're constantly hypnotizing ourselves with metaphor without knowing it. So, to share this tool with you and to explain what I mean, I'm going to tell you the story that made me realize what I was doing wrong in my new year. I had to admit that I was stuck looking back in my new year. December 31st traditionally was a huge day for me to sit down and write about the good memories of the previous year. I used to have rituals and ceremonies of burning things that reminded me of things that went wrong. And it was all about the past. I realized that I was stuck in the past and that reflected a lot my life. So I remember this moment in childhood. One time when I was about 6 to 7 years old, my class went to a field trip to the zoo. And in the Dominican Republic, they had this zoo train, this tiny golf cart dragging a few wagons. But like most golf carts, some seats would face forward and some seats would face back. And for some reason, I was the youngest one in my class. I was the littlest one. I never got on there on time to get one of the good seats. I was, I ended up always sitting in the seat looking back. So the little train would go through the zoo, and the tour guide would be saying, "Oh, look, the monkeys! Look, the lions! Look, the flamingos!" And I would be facing back, not seeing what he was describing. I was seeing something completely different and just saying, where? And when I finally got to see whatever he had said a few minutes ago, it was already going away from me. It was like if the world was going away from me and I was trying to catch up with everybody else, always a few steps behind. Remembering that was very significant to me because I realized that was the way I was living my life. Like I was always a step behind, trying to catch up. And when I'm finally digesting one event, there's five more that have happened. Doesn't that happen to you too? Oh my gosh, we're just getting used to our children being out of diapers and now they're losing their teeth. And now suddenly you had a baby and you blink and now it's a teenager and now it's an adult. And life goes so fast. I'm just starting to get used to the iPhone 8 and now they have an iPhone 13. Life goes so fast. And especially with COVID, don't we keep saying all the time, I wish things would go back to be the way they used to be? We are stuck in the past sometimes, want it or not. And we keep playing catch, always processing something when the world is throwing more things at us. Doesn't that happen to you too? So in my case, I realized for some reason that was a metaphor I was still carrying with me in life. Oh, I feel like I'm always trying to catch up, like I'm in this car facing back, and I'm always just, everything is going so fast. And when I get to see something, it's already going away. What is your metaphor? In my case, that metaphor of the rear facing seed got sedimented in my mind because it coincided with my family moving away, some things that made me cling to nostalgia. But I invite you to think, what is the bad metaphor for time that I am telling myself constantly? My husband said once, life is like a merry-go-round, like a carousel that is going faster and faster. And now, in the past, a day, when I was young, a day would last long, a year would last long. But now it's like if time has sped up and everything is super fast. What is your metaphor? Life is like a slippery rope that I'm always trying to grab. Time is just constantly running out of my hands. For one of my favorite singers, Ricardo Arjona, his metaphor was the minutes were kamikaze crashing against him. Whatever your metaphor is, I invite you to catch it, bring it to awareness, and choose to get out of it. I said, you know what? Stop! Stop the golf cart. Stop the train. I am getting down of this rear facing seat, and I am going to claim one of the seats facing forward. I'm going to stop trying to play catch with what happened last year, last month. I'm going to stop clinging to nostalgia and think more about making new memories. I'm going to stop thinking about what life used to be before COVID and start thinking about what's the new normal I want to create. I invite you to do the same. Look, what is the metaphor that you tell yourself about time? How can you consciously choose to change that language this year and decide to say, you know what? I am getting out of this metaphor. I am getting down of the carousel that's spinning out of control. I am putting down this slippery rope. I am getting off this crazy horse that is out of control and choosing to climb into a tame horse. You'd be surprised of how being aware of those metaphors and changing them, changing your language, can change your vision. I am, for the first time in a long time, I am looking into goals and leaving behind the nostalgia of clinging to what the world used to be or what I think the world should be. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share it. Please repost it. If you want to face forward in the new year, if you want to start facing new goals and new resolutions, you know how to get me. Send me a message, give me a call. My first session is free and you don't really have to book me after that. And most people say that session alone helped me. And then you can decide if we're a good fit to work together. I hope you're having a good January and see you soon. Bye.